Part of the new world is a new landscape, is a new digital consumer. Ovum set about looking at the new consumer at the end of last year, and we have spent the best part of this year making this piece of work one of the centerpieces of what my team does. We went to market in December last year. We conducted a survey to try and see how consumer tastes were evolving in the wake of, you heard it today, Netflix's disruption. We decided to pinpoint the consumer as the consumer of a bundled service and see the potentiality of how the bundle is changing. So we went to consumers in Australia and as well as globally. These numbers are for Australia. And we asked them, are you considering changing your service bundle or your service provider within the next 12 months? The grey piece of the pie there donates those that said yes, 35%. Not entirely happy with their current bundle of services. For your information, that 15% there refers to those that didn't know. But anyway, of the 35% that were considering a change, 1 in 4 were considering changing their service provider. This is the impact of Netflix and OTT video players in our market. Our respondents told us that fixed voice and pay TV were the most likely services that they would remove. And if we flip it the other way around, one of the services that they said that they would like to add to their current array of services was a mobile service. We think, based on this consumer dissatisfaction around legacy bundles, that this in turn creates an opportunity for MVNOs as the new consumer shops around for new services that better suit what they want. And this includes the consumer potentially buying services piecemeal from an MVNO. So what do the MVNOs need to do? Well, we would recommend that you continue to demonstrate value within your service tier. And we would also recommend that you consider looking at relevant extras that are required in order to tap into this subset of consumers. One obviously is to look at expansion into different horizontals. We heard this today as well, adding fixed broadband to your service portfolio. This is for MVNOs targeting that converged consumer. Now, those of you who have heard Ovum speak before, we have encouraged this as a way to add incremental revenues, as a way to keep your customers sticky. And today, we think that it is even more imperative given this changing environment, both in terms of the new consumer and the new competitor in the form of sub-brands from incumbents, and also another 4th mobile network operator about to enter our shore as well. But we don't think that operators in the form of wholesale operators should stop there. We think there are other innovative niches, other vertical industries that they can add to your suite of services in order to attract this new buyer. We've seen innovation around power and gas services coming to market. We would recommend that this be of at least some consideration. Why? Because your incumbents traditionally so far have not been quick to move into this adding of new verticals area. So we think that for that reason, that sluggish behaviour we think is playing right into the hands of the MVNOs as they attempt to establish themselves not only with all of their eggs in one basket being mobile, but more of a one-stop shop provider for the new consumer. So we then drill down further into this new potential new buyer by asking why. Why are you considering changing your service provider? Now, those that were shopping around said, well, we would like a better or cheaper deal if possible. Again, playing right into the value proposition of the MVNO. Speed. Speed mattered to these bundled subscribers that have fixed broadband as the anchor service in their bundle. And that's not surprising given the transition that we are in Australia in terms of the fixed broadband realm. Interesting to get a better customer service ranked quite high in our list of choices, and we're absolutely firm in our belief that MVNOs should have this customer service proposition as central to their business strategy going forward in order to not only retain customers, but in fact add customers to the business. And we'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. But the red arrow there donates a couple of interesting things that helps tie up our central themes, and that is that this new consumer told us that they wanted a better range of services, and at the same time they were also looking for services they couldn't obtain from their existing provider. In short, the new digital consumer is prepared to hunt around. They are prepared to assemble niche services that they cannot find from a different provider. And that is a key opportunity, we believe, for MVNOs. So, my key focal points. Some of them you may have heard before, and I'm about to give you the new spin on these drivers and why we think that they are absolutely critical to business strategies today, especially in Australia. Loyalty programs. My first topic of discussion. We have seen loyalty programs already start to infiltrate global MVNO strategies. In Singapore, Circles.com does it very nicely. They have intrinsically interwoven several loyalty schemes throughout their entire offer. Here are just a couple. You can get a gift for reaching a data milestone. It's a non-data gift, it's a movie ticket. You can get a small amount of data as a gift for a friend referral. And when we spoke to them, they thought that this was a bargain way to allure a new subscriber to their fold. This year, by far the biggest MVNO in the US, TracFone, also delved in to a loyalty program. The US has to be one of the most highly competitive markets in the globe, on the globe, and we've got the big MVNO realising that indirect monetisation, that anti-churn management strategies, that keeping your customer happy is vital to their business. And their rewards program is a little bit more traditional insofar as you can earn points and spend these on restaurant vouchers and the like. But again, their rewards program is head to tail within their overall offering. So what do the incumbents tell us? They tell us that successful measurements of loyalty programs are the following. They help to increase a customer spend of those that are on a loyalty program. They help reduce churn. And those customers on a loyalty program, incidentally, have a higher NPS score than those not on the loyalty program. And if we would go to another example of best practice, I have even seen an example of an incumbent that has built in loyalty as part of its overall brand strategy and actually claims the reason behind some of their prepaid and postpaid net add gains have come because of their extensively available, highly visible rewards program. So the new end game continues to be direct monetization, but with a twist. Shall we say, how can we add incremental revenues to our business? And we need to equally consider this alongside how can we leverage indirect monetization strategies such as a loyalty program.